Hey everybody, it's Natasha, the Canadian witch for the Witch's Voice. This is my last video for the season. I'm gonna do two topics in one. Last week's video was about um, small witchy actions we do uh, throughout the day or like in our daily lives. Um, what I especially do is pretty simple. When I look at the moon at night, I send messages to the goddess in the moon. Um, During the day or night, like when I take a bath, I light up incense and candles, and I take the time to relax, to cleanse myself, not just clean, but cleanse. Um, and if I already took a shower or that I'm already clean, sometimes all I'll do is um, what I call doing mental magic without needing anything, but being in the water, um, it conducts very well. So that's a way that I found that I can do some magic just in my bath. And besides that, when I'm stressed, I light up a candle. I'll take some stones, put it in my pocket, or play with it in my hands. Um, when it rains at night, especially if it's like the full moon or new moon, if it rains, I'll gather water that falls in some sort of container. Um, in winter, since I live in Canada, we have a long winter. So also during the full moon, I gather some snow that falls on that night. So it's very simple little things that can be used either later or that is instant, that is easy to do, like in your bath. Um, Also, something that I found like for summer, it was last summer was the first time that I really had a lot of plants, herbs, flowers like lavender. So, the, taking care of the small garden um, on my porch, it helped me to ground with the earth by playing with it and giving it energy and send bad. I mean, those that doesn't work, that it doesn't grow before I throw it away because it doesn't work. I'll put my hands in the dirt and the soil, and I'll send my bad energies in it, and then after I trash it. But it's simple little things that I do. So that's what it is for last week's topic. This week's topic is the Book of Shadows, a spiritual book. Um, when I was 19, I think, I bought my first Book of Shadows. Before that, I used to write like on paper and everything, but I got myself a book when I was about that age, and I started to write in it. And even though I wasn't speaking as well in English than I do now, I discovered that most of what I wrote in my Book of Shadows is in English. I thought it was pretty funny to see that I've pretty much preferred communicating in English. Um, so the book that I have, I can't really show you everything, but that's the book, and uh, I I started with some like to for whoa like for candles. I started because I wanted to make candles and I wanted to gather what I needed. So I wrote a list of, for, let's say, meditation candles, what type of herbs I could use, the stones that I could add, the oils and everything. So I started with that. Then I had some silly spells. Then I had a daily ritual benediction, let's say, to do in the morning. But I did it for a while, but I stopped at some point, especially that one, the one I have written. I've drawn also some drawings like this for fun. Like it's different symbols. Um, let's see. I'm trying to go. There's a spell that I did in 2002 that I really wanted to keep up with what happened after that. So usually when I'm done with writing a spell, I draw a line and then I write the next spell under. But that one I kept the page, so the rest of the page, so I could write the results that came out after that. Um, I have like the energy chantings. Um, there's one spell that I have that I did in the past, and funnily enough, it worked. I wasn't sure if it would, but it worked. Uh, it was about stopping the rain, and it was funny because it didn't stop it completely, but for the rest of the day, every time I had to go outside, it stopped raining. But as soon as I got covered, like in a building or something, it would rain again, and then when I'd be ready to go back outside, it would stop raining. So I thought it was pretty cool. So I didn't get wet at all that day, even though I walked outside a lot. I've written also important things about tarot, like the major arcana. That's from a long time ago. I bought a book. It was in 2002, 2000, yeah, about 2002. And I finally finished it in, let's see, 2010. So it took me 8 years to fill it up. My brother bought me another book because he knew that my book of shadows was full and that I was looking for something else. And he bought me a book, but his thing is that it's breakable, the one that he gave me. So I decided that I would keep it for the correspondences, like everything that you need to remember, like for the stones, the herbs, the planets, like everything that can be useful. I'm writing it in it. So I still need to get a new book of shadows, but if I can get what I need to create my own, I'd really like that. So it can be really mine and make it how I like. And if I someday have kids, they could be transferred through the generation, because it seems that in the family it's there. So, but nobody kept their books. Like my aunt had a book and she got rid of it because she didn't want the family to use it. So I thought it was a bit sad, so I always told myself that I would make one day and be able to pass it in the next generations of the family. So yeah. So that's it for this season. Thank you for having been with us, and I hope that you'll come back for next season. Until then, I wish you a great in bulk, which is today, tomorrow. So take care, everybody. Let's be. Bye.